Good morning, everyone, and a warm welcome to today's webinar. Very nice to see a lot of known names here, a lot of known students, and thanks for taking time out today. So, in this webinar, what we are going to discuss is how to effectively use the supply demand indicator and the real time alerts, how to use it for stock scanning. So, those who don't know me, just a quick introduction. I am Mahesh Kamath, a full-time trader. I follow supply demand trading strategy, and you must have interacted with me during my days at Online Trading Academy or LPAT. Now I am in the process of launching MK Trading School. So this is my first webinar at MK Trading School. So before we start, just a disclaimer. So kindly go through it. All it says is that whatever we discuss in this webinar should not be taken up as a trading advice. You need to do your due diligence before taking any positions. And we are not SEBI registered. So whatever we are teaching is for educational purpose. So thanks a lot, friends, for your kind words and your wishes. So we have enabled the indicator and alert services for quite a lot of students who had submitted their details. So most of you all are already part of the Telegram channel where you are getting the alerts. So I hope you guys are tracking that. How's been your experience tracking those alerts? Yeah, so there are two channels. Harman says a lot of alerts. Yes, so one is the short-term trading channels where you will have a lot of alerts, because on the short-term trading channel, we are sending you alerts on 15 and 25-minute time frame. On the swing and positional channel, the alerts are on 75, 125 and daily time frame. Jigar says he's tracking swing. Yes, Jigar, that's what I also do. In my trading, I'm a swing trader. So I am tracking the swing trading channel and not the short-term channel. So short-term trading is for people who are mainly into intraday or maybe a DIT trade where you hold the position for a day. So for those, you can check those channels. Personally, I don't track the short-term trading channel. So those who don't have access to it, don't worry. By the end of the webinar, I will share the link where you can go ahead, fill the form. Once you submit your details, we will enable that demo for a month. Yeah. So there are two parts to it. One is the indicator which plots the zones. So this indicator is developed for TradingView software. So I'm not sure if everyone is using TradingView. So this indicator would work only on TradingView charts. And the other thing is the alerts. So once a zone is formed on any time frame, we are tracking FNO stocks. We do not go beyond the FNO list. So currently, whatever alerts that you are getting is from FNO segment. So I'm tracking all FNO stocks. That's good enough for trading. I would say no need to go beyond the FNO list. Yes, if you're an investor, you're doing positional trading, then yes, look beyond. But for swing and short-term trades, FNO is a good enough list. Personally, I track only that list for my trading. So whenever a zone is formed, a real-time alert is sent to that Telegram channel. So before we start the webinar, a word of caution, do not treat this like a holy grail, friends. So whatever zone that the indicator plots, blindly do not trade it. I repeat, blindly do not trade those zones. It is just a starting point for you. Since we are supply demand traders, we look at formations. Those formations are two for demand are rally base rally and drop base rally. For a supply zone, there are two formations, that is rally base drop and drop base drop. So all this indicator does is picks up this formation for you. On certain parameters that we have coded it on, it will pick those zones for you. But blindly, you cannot trade those zones. You need to then apply what you know about supply demand trading. So whatever you know about supply demand trading in terms of the entire trade planning process, where the zone is located on the curve, what is the trend, what is the quality attribute of the zone, apply all that, and then only take your trading decision. Yeah. So let's have a look at the indicator on TradingView first. So there are some questions which I will take it up at the end. So do not feel bad if I have not answered any question. We'll have a Q&A at the end of the session. So I'll take up all those questions there. So let's start with the session. So the chart that you see on my screen, currently it's Reliance Industries 125-minute time frame. It's only a price chart. There is no indicator applied here. So first thing is people send a message or they mail saying, I cannot find the indicator. So this is an invite only script. Once I provide you access, then you can find this indicator. There'll be a notification here. Can you see to the right? Let me change the cursor. To the right, there's a bell icon. So on the bell icon over there, you will see a notification. So there you would see that Price Action Trader India, that's my ID on TradingView, has given you access for this indicator. So where to locate this indicator? FX, indicators and strategies. Just click on that. So here under invite only scripts. So under invite only scripts, you will find this indicator, supply demand zone indicator, MK Trading School. Author is Price Action Trader India. So from here, click on this indicator, it will be applied to the chart. So where to locate? Is it clear with everyone? Where do you find this indicator? It will be under invite only scripts. And in case you cannot see it, just refresh your browser. At the top, refresh page, reload this page. You can reload. Then it may be visible if it's not visible on the first go. So let me apply this indicator to the chart. So now I have added this indicator here. You can see it has plotted this supply zone for us. There is a base drop on 125 minutes. You have this supply zone, price came pretty close to the supply and reacted from there. So we did not get an entry into this short trade here. So now let's discuss about the settings of this indicator. So to the left, the first icon, the eye symbol, is if you want to hide the indicator. So you can hide it. It will go off from the chart. Again, make it visible. It will be plotted on the chart. Next icon is for settings. So let's click on the settings and see what settings can be changed for the indicator. So user has the choice of changing the distal line and proximal line for demand as well as supply zone. So now the distal line for the demand zone is a dark green color, which I have used. Proximal line, I have used light green color. These are the default colors. You can change it to whatever you want. A maroon for distal line of supply and a red color for proximal line of supply. So what is this explosiveness? By default, this would be set at 1 for you all. When you apply this indicator, this value would be 1. So explosiveness checks for the strength of the leg out candle. How explosive is your leg out candle? So if you increase the explosiveness, it will filter down further and pick those zones. So what I have seen is for swing trading on time frames, that is 75, 125 and daily, 1.1 works good. The moment I go to lower time frames, like a 10-minute chart, 15-minute chart or a 25-minute chart, I'm a little more choosy. Otherwise, if I keep the setting as 1.1, I'll get too many levels. So there I'm using the settings at 1.5. I repeat, for smaller time frames, I'm using 1.5. So whatever alerts that you're getting on the channel are basis of this condition. On a swing channel, you'll get the alert as per 1.1 explosiveness. On the short-term channel, it is on 1.5. You can tweak around with this for the indicator. Whatever you feel is right can be used. So it has to be upwards of 1. So what is this? It just checks, I'll just tell you the logic behind it. It looks for how many times the ATR of that time frame. So it will check the leg out candle. In this case, the leg out candle, how many times the ATR it is. So let's change it to 1.1. And basis for violation of the zone. So there are two ways. One is on Pierce basis, or the other is on the closing basis. So for a supply zone, it says if the high goes beyond distal, it will not mark it as a zone. Here, if the low goes beyond distal, it will not mark it as a zone. You can change this to closing basis. I personally keep it on high and low basis. So I'll just show you what to check here. Let's go to one chart, DLF. A good example of violation there. So there was this demand zone here. Let me mark it. So this demand zone that was formed on 5th of July, a rally-based rally, price came in, gave you a move. But now, has it closed beyond the demand, or it has just pierced the demand zone? There is no close, it has pierced the demand. So since I am using on high and low basis, it is not plotting it as a zone. But if I change it to closing basis, this will reflect like a zone here. So you see this zone, which was picked by the indicator, came here, gave you a move. Second time, went deep into the zone, not closed below. So I prefer to keep it at high and low basis. So whatever you set it once can be saved as a default. You don't need to keep changing it every time. So whatever explosiveness you're using, high, low colors, from the drop down here, save it as default. So next time when you are checking any chart, the default indicator is loaded. Vikas says, why high and low basis? So because high and low is means in case of a demand zone, the low has gone below the distal line. The distal line of demand is pierced. So once the distal line of demand is pierced, I don't want to consider it as a zone anymore. That means all the pending orders over there are picked up. Similarly, for a supply zone, if the high goes beyond the distal line, all the sell orders are picked over there. So we don't need to consider it as a zone. So Ali Akbar says, why not 294? So Ali Akbar, it may not be fitting the criteria in terms of the basing candle here. I think you're talking about this. Yeah. So here it is not fitting the criteria, not a narrow range candle, and it is actually a part of the rally itself. Not a good structure of basing. So if you see a good structure of basing, something like this. Tight, narrow range candles, a sideways price action. This is like a part of the rally itself. So this pause indicates some accumulation. This is a run up. Yeah. Parameshwaran says the zones will display only for short period in history. I don't find zone displaying more than a week. No, as long as the zone is not violated, Parameshwaran, the zone will be plotted. So it is nothing to do with time, as long as the zone is not violated. So if it is violated, then you will not see the zone. So this time frame is a 75-minute chart. And a reminder to everyone, please use the option all panelists and attendees whenever you're posting a question so that others can see what questions you're posting. So over here, can you see these zones are not violated? Here there was a gap up. There's a drop base rally, still valid zones it is plotting. Sometimes you see over here an exclamation mark. So indicator loop, if it's taking too long to load, at times it happens even depending on your internet connection. So all you need to do is just refresh your browser if you find it stuck. If the indicator is stuck, just refresh your browser. So is it mandatory to use a pro account? No, it works on a free account as well. Only difference on a pro account is that you can have custom timeframes. Like a 75-minute time frame, 125, 25. These are not standard time frames. On a free version, you don't have this choice of custom time frames. There you'll have to use 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 2-hour chart in that format. The below level is a tested level. So now this level, drop base rally, it is not a tested level. If you check, has price come back to this zone? Check to the right of the zone. Price hasn't come back. So the level is fresh. But there's a concept of authenticity. This is not an authentic level. This is a reaction to the level on the left. So how to trade this, the nuances we are not discussing here. Maybe we'll have a separate session for that. Here we are going to talk only about indicator settings and how to use these alerts. So there is a question, if I'm trading in futures, should I look at the futures chart or look at the spot chart? Devrata, personally, I will mark this directly on the futures chart. So it will not be different. Yeah. So any questions about the indicator settings? So that is clear. How to insert indicator? I'll again repeat that. So if you don't want the indicator, there's an X mark. Close it. Under indicators and strategies, drop down, invite only scripts, supply and demand zone indicator. Click here. Yeah. So those who don't have access to this, do not worry. At the end of the session, I will share a link wherein you can submit your details and we'll activate it for you. Yeah, so don't worry about that. At the end of the session, I'll share that link. Divya Prakash Singh says, I do not find it under invite only scripts. So Divya Prakash, it must not have been enabled for your TradingView ID. So you need to share your TradingView ID with me. Then I can activate that indicator. So at the end of the session, I'll share a form. Please fill that up. And where to check your TradingView ID or your username? To the left. If you see this, this is my username, Price Action Trader India. So you need to locate what's your TradingView username and share that with me. Where to check it? 3 horizontal lines to the left. Drop down. Check whatever is your username. Udayan Datta says, is it a free version? It will work on a free version, as I mentioned earlier, but some restrictions will be there in terms of the time frames that you can use. So guys, don't worry. Recording, we'll share that. So don't worry. Focus on the session now. Yeah. Himanshu says, I have helped. Okay, Himanshu, that indicator belonged to me. So now you'll have to again request for access. So that may not work at your end. So if you have that indicator, you may need to request for access. Amar, precision and style, keep it by default, nothing to change there. So this will work on any time frame, as low as even 1 minute chart, but I don't recommend going to a 1 minute chart. So if you use it on a 1 minute chart, it will plot the zones on 1 minute chart also. So if you see this demand zone, rally base rally, drop base rally, it has picked up all the zones on a 1 minute chart. So Santosh says why the supply zone in DLF is not formed. So may not be fitting the criteria. So Ravi says in free version, if already used more indicator, it may not work. So I'm not aware of that, Ravi. You need to check the restrictions on the free version. Yeah. So settings, Tapan Mishra, for explosiveness on any time frame that is below 75 minutes, use 1.5. So let's change this to 1.5. So it's replotting the zones now, if you see. So it has plotted the zones which fit that criteria. Yes, Johnny Anthony says, will it draw supply demand automatically? Yes, that's what it is doing. Can you see? It has plotted the demand zones automatically over here. But now the marking of that demand zone is wick to wick basis. So I hope everyone is aware what is the proximal line and what is the distal line. The line which is closer to current price is the proximal line. The line further away from the current price is the distal line. The light green line is proximal. The dark green is distal. So it is marking proximal line wick to wick basis. But as a trader, we have a choice. We can take a deeper entry depending on the zone. Let's say here in this case, rally based rally, if you find this risk too much, too big a zone, you can go for a deeper entry. You may mark it in this manner. So the indicator will plot all the zones on wick to wick basis. And then where you take your entry depends upon you as a trader. You will get a notification on wick to wick basis. So there's a question, which is the best zone for swing trade? So Devrata, that again now depends upon the understanding of supply demand trading strategy. A lot of factors go into it, may not be able to cover it in this webinar, but surely down the line we'll have some more content based webinars where I'll explain that. Why zone size is different? Yashwant says why the zone size is different. That depends upon the candle here. Yashwant, in the basing candle here is a narrow range candle. So that's why the zone size is smaller. Here you have the basing candles a little wider. That's why the zone size is different. So depending upon the structure of the basing candles, it will plot the width of the zone. So any other questions? It says, can we use indicator to support demand supply plotted? Do you recommend any? So Kanan, yes, what I can say is once you have manually plotted it, you can just recheck with the indicator. So one is whatever chart that you are watching, only on that chart you can see the zones. So there's a question that says, can we set number of basing candles? So by default, if there are more than 6 basing candles, this will not plot the zone. So the condition that I have given, minimum 1 basing candle, maximum 6. So at the moment, it is not user defined. You cannot choose how many basing candles are there. So minimum 1 basing candle, maximum 6 basing candles on any time frame. If it exceeds 6, it's not going to mark the zone. No, Tapan, it does not say RBR or DBR here. It's not mentioned on the chart. But yes, on the alert, you will get the message saying whether an RBR is formed or a DBR is formed. Is there any requirement of volume? No, nothing to do with volume. This indicator is not using any volume condition here. It is only basis of price structure. Suryakant says, can we change basing? No, basing is minimum 1, maximum 6. So in this version, we haven't given that option. Maybe in the later releases, we may change it. Yeah. Okay, as far as the indicator goes, I've explained how to use it. So on whatever chart you are watching, it will plot the zones. So let's open a different chart. Sorry, this is not the TCS that I was looking for. Here. So any time frame which is shift to 5 minutes, it will plot whatever is there on a 5-minute chart. So here there was a zone plotted on 5 minutes, which worked really well. But then how would you know on which chart there are good zones being formed? Here I'm watching TCS, that's why I know, okay, there was a zone. But there are so many charts that you trade. Probably you may be trading the entire FNO list or you're trading Nifty 50 list. So it's not physically possible to monitor all those stocks. So that's where the alert services come in handy. So Santosh says, can we improvise by adding strength factor? Santosh, that is already there. The strength factor over here is the explosiveness. This is your strength factor for the zone. So now let's go to the alert aspect. What's covered in the alerts? Ravindra Shindeji says, how many stocks in FNO? Ravindraji, I think around 150 stocks, 150 odd. Yogesh, do not mark it on the options premium charts. Do not mark it on options premium charts. Whatever analysis you do, you mark it on the spot chart and then trade the options. Thanks, Bhaviji. Yes, 159 stocks as of now in FNO. And those who have joined in late, do not worry. I will not be able to do a recap, but yes, we will share the recording with you all. So those who joined late, do not worry. We'll share the recording. Yes, Ali Akbar, it takes the ATR value of that time frame. On whichever time frame you are watching it, it does the computation of ATR on that particular time frame. So now let me show the alert channel. Here also on the chart, you can set the alerts. So now currently is TCS in a daily demand zone. It is plotted a daily demand zone. TCS in a daily demand zone. Whether it is tradable, not tradable, you need to understand supply demand trading strategy, all your 7-step process, and then decide. So from the indicator, how to set the alerts? Create alert, condition, supply demand indicator. So zone created. Whenever a zone is created, you can also set your alerts. Only once I wanted on bar close. So better is to check it on bar close. So one more thing is, any zone that you check it on closing basis on that time frame. The leg out candle should close. So if you're watching a 5-minute chart, at least that 5-minute candle should close. Then it will form. Otherwise, in between, you'll see some zones being formed, but the candle does not close in the appropriate manner. The zone will not be visible. So once per bar close, you can keep it open-ended. So as long as the zones are formed, you'll keep getting alerts and notify on the app, send email, all that options are there. But here, what happens, for every time frame, you're setting one alert. So this is going to give you alerts only on the daily time frame. Let's say you want to set an alert on 75, you'll have to again open a 75-minute chart, set an alert. So if you're tracking multiple time frames, how many alerts would go on one chart? Too many alerts, and you have a limitation of alerts. So as a user, you do not have n number of alerts. In a premium version, I can set 400 alerts in a premium version. So if I'm tracking 150 stocks and I consume 5 alerts on one stock, so I require 750 alerts. So to avoid that, better is you all follow the Telegram channel. So now on the Telegram channel, there are 2 channels. One is swing and positional alerts. The other one is short-term alerts. So Satish, yes, that's what I'm saying. You don't need to bother about alerts. Alerts, you will get it here. Yes, if you're using the indicator to setting alerts, you have to set it up on each chart, each time frame. So that's a tedious task. Plus you have a limitation of alerts. So what I have done is these alerts via a webhook is broadcasted on the channel. So let's read the pinned message here. It says you will get alerts on 75, 125 and daily charts. Do not treat it as a tip or a trade or a recommendation. Do your due diligence, do a check, and then take the trade. In the short-term channel, you're getting alerts on 15 and 25-minute charts. So here, let's look at a sample alert. So if you see this, the last alert for on Friday was you got granules on a 1-day time frame. So the stock name is displayed first, then the time frame, on whatever time frame you're getting the alert. What kind of a demand zone was it? It was a rally-based rally. It gives you the coordinates, distal line value and the proximal line value. Bharti Airtel, 125-minute time frame, demand zone, RBR, whatever is there here. Okay. So at times you may find zones on 75, 125 both. So if generally they are the same levels, you club it and trade. If they are independent levels, you may want to treat them differently. So it depends upon what the formation is. So Divya Prakash saying how to find entry level and target from this. So Divya Prakash, this is not going to give you your targets. So targets you need to know from your analysis, where is the next opposing level. So if you're going long at demand, opposing supply is your target. If you're selling short at supply, opposing demand is your target. But okay, these are alerts on real-time basis. As and when the zones are formed, you are getting the alerts. But as a swing trader, 75 minutes is a good enough time frame where you can check it end of the day. You can check it end of the day. You need not track real time. So end of the day, my team will post an Excel file here. If you see this, swing and positional alerts for 9 July. Let's see what are the alerts that we got. This is a consolidated alerts for the day. It's the total alert log for that day. So now let's use this to scan for opportunities. So someone was asking, how do we scan for opportunities? Okay. So you get the script name, time frame, what kind of a zone, distal value, proximal value, and what time the zone was created. Can I use it in Google Sheets? Yes, Harman, you need to just copy paste and use it. So Bal Snail says, where are the zones? So this is telling you that there is a zone in Wipro, there is a zone in DLF. So let's say I am only a trader who trades 75 and 125-minute time frame. So let me filter it out. You have got filter option here. I will look at a 75-minute zone, 125. I do not want to check daily now. I'm looking only for weekly income opportunities. I will sort as 75 and 125. So now this has filtered out only 75, 125-minute zone. Let me sort it in alphabetical order. Yes. So in alphabetical order, we have this list. So how many stocks? How many alerts you have? About 33 alerts. So you have 33 alerts, and in that also there are duplication. SR Transpin 75, 125. Tata Steel also there are 2 zones. Divi's Lab. So out of 33, maybe you're looking at only 20, 25 stocks. So does this make life simple for you? Otherwise, the biggest problem I used to face as a supply demand trader was on which stock there is a good zone. I would have to manually go through the entire list of 150 stocks, which used to take me at least 2 hours to do that. So now I have a starting point. Okay, I know there is a zone here. Then I can check whether this zone is tradable or not tradable. So any other question? Let me just check. Permission says the time when we get 15-minute alert for Telegram, we see the price action is already over at least 30%. How to make it effective? Parmeshwaran, any alert will come only after zone is formed. So we are retracement traders. So as a retracement trader, you need to wait for a pullback. So the pullback may happen on that day or may happen the next day. So in the intraday, I would say I do not trade intraday retracement basis, because generally on intraday, if a stock is strong on the day, it remains strong. If it is weak, it remains weak. So you do not get those sufficient pullbacks. So intraday trading methodology needs to be momentum trading for me. And as a swing trader is where I look for retracements. So I get good pullbacks for swing trades. Ankit says Telegram channel paste kijiye. Yes, Ankit, I will be sharing at the end of the session the form where you need to fill up the details, and I'll activate the membership. So currently I'm offering a free 1 month demo. There is no charge for it. So do not worry about the fees, nothing else. Yeah. Satish says generally how many days price takes to reach supply and demand zone. Satish, I will not be able to give you a fixed timeline. But if a zone, let's say on a smaller time frame, that's a 15 minute or 25, does not come back within a couple of days, then I do not bother about the zone if I'm trading short-term trades. And 75, 125, generally within a week, 10 days, you get pullbacks. If not, there will be new zones formed on the way up or way down. Will it be possible to set alerts when pullback occurs? So Abdul Qadir, you need to now set alerts on TradingView for pullbacks. So let's go through this list now. Let's use it for scanning. Let's pick some opportunities for the coming week. The first stock is Ambuja Cement, 125 minute time frame. There is a zone. Let's check what is there. So settings for swing is 1.1. Ambuja Cements, 125 minute. Okay. So it has plotted this zone. So structurally, as per pattern, do we have a zone here? What formation is this? It looks like a drop, base and rally. Now, is it tradable? Now you need to know supply demand methodology, what to do. Let's start from the higher time frame, weekly. Is the move a little too extended? Daily. Also, it is pretty extended move. So check for extension. You can use a simple indicator like a moving average, 20 period EMA. So I'm using a 20 EMA. If the zone is far away from the EMA, this zone, let me mark it. So currently, is it a very extended zone? Can you see? This is the demand zone, too away from the EMA. So I may not trade this zone. This is not what I'm looking at. So better to avoid, or if at all you are trading this zone, it has to be on a confirmation basis. So better to avoid this opportunity. So Ambuja Cement was one alert that we got. But okay, this is our interpretation. We have to avoid it since it's an extended zone. Next stock on the list, Bajaj Finserv. $125 time frame. Where is the zone? Okay, so this is the demand zone. There were two demands. Price came very close, rallied up. Now on the way up, has it formed one more demand zone? Rally base, rally formation. Weekly chart, check. What is the trend? Moving average sloping up, price is making higher highs, higher lows, trend is up. On a daily chart, is it also a daily demand zone? That 125 minute demand zone also is part of a daily demand zone. So let's mark this here. So if you see, your 125 minute zone is part of a daily zone. Okay, trend is up. Is it very close to the EMA also, or is it extended? The blue line, Divya Prakash, is the EMA, 20 period EMA. By the time price may pull back, EMA would catch up with the zone. It's close to the EMA. What is the second good point? Is it around the prior top? The prior high which was broken? Is the zone there? This was the prior high. So you have a confluence of the zone around the prior high. So what is the zone achievement? Zone achievement is it has broken the previous high. So we were discussing about Bajaj Finserv. So what are the good parts about this zone? What is the good things in favor of this trade? One is 125-minute zone having a confluence with the daily zone. Trend is up. When the stock pulls back to this demand zone, will the trend remain the same? So the anticipated trend also will be up. Zone is having confluence around the previous high near the EMA. So everything good. You can go ahead and look at going long in Bajaj Finserv at this zone. So if you don't want to miss out this trade, you can mark the zone wick to wick. The 125-minute zone is deeper into the daily demand. So if I am a trader, I don't want to miss this trade, I'm okay taking it wick to wick. So the scanner threw up Bajaj Finserv, which fits our rules. So we have this trade, observe it. Next stock, Berger Paints. Yes, because we'll buy on retracement. Now, if you're chasing price, buying anywhere here, your technical stop is below this demand zone. So we do not do that. We'll wait for a pullback. So here, can you see this? Rally base, rally formation. Did price come back to this demand? This was the rally base, rally formation identified. How many days it took? I think about 8-10 trading days. After 10 days, you got the pullback. So Berger Paints, the zone is on which time frame? 75-minute time frame is the zone on Berger Paints. Yes, so it has plotted this supply zone. Rally base drop. But the first look at the zone, I will dismiss this trade. There is no short trade for me here. What is the reason? Is the leg out strong? By pattern, yes, this zone is a rally based drop. Pattern formation, RBD, but it does not have any strength. Does it have any good follow through? After the leg out, do we have a follow through candle? It's missing. Second part, this supply did not have the strength to break even the opposing pivot. Did it manage to break this pivot low? No zone achievement. So that's what I said. You need to know your strategy and then trade. So first look at this stock. It does not fit my rules. I will not waste time on this. I will not waste time on Berger Paints. The demand zone, yes. So this we can look at for a long trade, but no short trade here. So do your analysis for the long trade. It is around this part. Here is that demand zone. So next alert, Bharti Airtel on 125.75, you have a zone. Bharti Airtel, 125-minute time frame. This is a zone, rally, base, rally. 75 also would be the same zone. Rally, base, rally. So, okay, on its own, how does the zone look? Pretty good. Rally, base, rally. And what is the good part about it? It has managed to break some resistance. Let's mark these pivot highs. If you see a topping tail, topping tail, topping tail, topping tail is telling you some kind of supply here. This demand zone had the strength to take out all these pivots, give you a new high. So, okay, now you need to do the entire multiple time frame analysis. Where is it located on the weekly chart? So weekly, where is your zone located? Can we say around some support? This is not the best picture of demand, but yes, there is a demand zone here, rally base rally. Prices come back, low of the range in a sideways price action, low of the range. Daily, from the low of the range, it is moving up. So daily, till where can this price go? Does it have room at least till these highs? Till about 550, do we have room? At least 550. I'll say yes. Next supply is here at 565. Ali Akbar, you're right. But at least these pivots can be my target for my first target. Okay, I've drawn the line at 549. So if I go long at this demand zone, do I have sufficient reward to risk? Going long around 532, target 549, RR is good. Only thing is that the trend condition is sideways. So is it kind of a transition mode? It is going crisscross on the EMA, telling you sideways price action. So slightly aggressive trade, but looks like it's trying to change trend. Ali Akbar says we should look at the drop base rally. But you may not get a pullback, Ali Akbar, all the way down to this drop base rally. So if you're a trader who's a little conservative, what you can do is go long at this demand zone with your stop loss below the pivot low. You can go long below at this demand zone, put your stop loss below pivot low, still you'll be making 2:1. So this is how you will use the alerts for looking for opportunities. So I'm not going to go through the entire list. So we went through first 4 alerts. We found 2 trading opportunities. So you need to go through this, do your analysis. Okay. From where can we get the Excel? Because yes, this Excel is shared every day after market close in the Telegram channel itself. Santosh, if you're not having 75, 125 timeframes on TradingView, instead of 75, look at a 60-minute chart. More or less will be same. Instead of 125, look at a 2-hour chart. It will look more or less similar. So Bharti Airtel on 75, if I change it to 1 hour, what happens? Let's check. See this. Is it a 1-hour zone also? Rally base rally. RBR. So more or less it will be similar. So granules, someone is asking for. Let's check. What is the alert on granules? 75-minute time frame, you have an RBR. Okay, this demand zone. Rally base rally. First look at it. Does it look extended? Pretty extended the zone. Second, daily chart. Is it stuck at some supply? Some resistance here? So better to avoid that long in granules. Although you got an alert, avoid it. There's a very valid question Bhaveshji has asked is these alerts are on FNO levels or they are on the spot levels? We are tracking the spot levels for the alerts. So whatever alerts you're getting are on spot levels, but will not be very different from your futures charts. Let's say Bharti Airtel, you got a zone on the spot at 75 minutes. This was the zone. Let's check the futures chart. This is the futures chart of Bharti Airtel. Is the zone around the same price? In terms of structure, there will be a price variation basis on the premium and discount. But yes, similar structure even on the futures chart. So by now, by experience, you will come to know you already have an alert here, but the first look tells you, okay, there is no trade. Like instance of BPCL, it says there is a supply zone DBD. You need to tell me whether this is a tradable zone in BPCL. So BPCL, I've got this drop-based drop alert. DBD. Should I go short here? So a lot of you guys are saying no, not to go short. What is the reason? Sandeep Reddy says no zone achievement. Perfect. Is it extended? After a considerable drop, you're getting this zone. And this supply zone did not have the strength to break the previous pivot. Did not manage to break this pivot low. So it will be low on the curve. So the look at 75 minutes telling you this zone will be somewhere low on the curve. On a weekly chart, check. Is it close to some weekly demand, weekly EMA? There's a weekly demand zone here. So may not be the right time to short BPCL. So BPCL instead, what we can do is wait for it to shift trend. From a downtrend, at least move to sideways, and then we start looking going long in BPCL. Gopinath says a previous pivot high also is violated. Yeah, we'll have to wait for violation of supply, violation of pivot highs, which will indicate a trend change. As of now, 75-minute trend is down, but too extended. So better not to short. Yashwant says if 125 and 75 alert, we need to give first preference to which zone? So Yashwant, more or less, these zones will be the same zone. 125, 75, they will have a confluence. And if they are two separate levels, you can club the levels and trade. So the way I would like to go is first check 125, then look for 75. So Havells last stock that we check. Havells India, what is the alert that we got? 75-minute time frame, there's a supply zone, drop-based drop. Okay. This drop-based drop, opposing demand is here, rally-based rally. So can we short here? First look of the zone, does it look good? No zone achievement. What do you mean by zone achievement? Those who are not aware, what has this supply zone achieved? Has it managed to break opposing demand, opposing pivot? It has done nothing. So there is no zone achievement here. Instead, how is this demand zone? Rally-based rally. This RBR gave you a new high, managed to break previous pivot highs. Price came pretty close, did not get an exact entry here. So the demand trade would have been a better trade, not the supply trade. Let's check Havells on the futures chart. Did it pull back to the zone? No. Even on the futures, you do not have a entry there. It is fresh. Yes, if it comes back here, you can look to go long, provided you do your top-down approach. Weekly, where is it? Daily, what is the trend condition? Do all that. So this is how I scan for opportunities. Look at just this list every day. Jay says L&T is in both supply demand. Let's check. Okay. On which time frame? L&T on 125. Yes. It formed a supply at the start. Jay, what happened here was drop-based drop. The first 125-minute candle of the day was a drop-based drop formation and drop-based rally formation at the end of the day. But the zones are too close by. If you trade this, there is no reward to risk. There is no RR. Dilip says, can we use it for options trading? Dilip, the zones, yes, you will initiate your trades. When price comes to a demand zone, you will create a long position in options. When price comes to supply zone, you will create a short position in options. But how do you create that position depends on multiple factors. You can simply buy options and go long or short, or you do spreads. So for that, you need to know options intricacies. Satya says, what's your view on algo trading based on the screener? Satya, to be frank, I haven't done a complete back test on all the zones because here I'm using a discretion. I'm not trading all the zones. I'm just using it as a starting point, and then basis of my analysis, picking which zone to trade. Can we trade in commodities forex? Yes, it will plot on the commodities, and commodities you may look at different time frames, Santosh. Instead of a 125-minute chart, you may follow a 4-hour chart in commodities, or maybe a 1-hour chart, because that trades a longer duration. So don't use 75, 125 there. So do you think this scanning tool will help you save time on picking the opportunities for trading? So that was the entire idea of coming up with this. So on a day-on-day basis, I go through these alerts, pick my stocks. So someone was asking, how will I know is price coming to a demand zone? So for that, you can set alert on TradingView itself. So Bharti Airtel, suppose I want to go long at this zone. What are the coordinates? The high is 532. Currently it is 536. So I'll just set an alert here. Bharti Airtel crossing value, crossing below, crossing down. What is the value? I want it when it is very close to the zone. Below 533, only once I want the alert. I can have it notify on the app, show pop-up, or send email, or whatever alert service you're using for getting price alerts can be used. So once you have the zone, you set your alerts. So here I have set an alert. When it goes below 533, give me an alert. So Harman, for price alerts, I use interactive brokers, very good. So I set up my alerts in the trading terminal itself over there. What is a webhook? Vikas, the webhook is you can redirect the alerts. Maybe if you want it to your website, or you want it on a Telegram channel, like the alerts that we are getting on a Telegram channel is through a webhook. Sushil says, how is it different from tool given by Sharekhan? Sushil, I'm not aware what the Sharekhan tool does, since my activation has not been done by their backend as of now. But what I got to know was it only plots the zones. It does not give you alerts. It will plot this zone on the chart, but it will not give you an alert. So here you're getting the alerts on Telegram whenever a zone is being formed. Yeah. So what after 1 month? So yes, so valid question. Bal Snail has what after 1 month. So to be frank, I haven't come up with any subscription plan as of now. Since I'm in the early stages of launching MK Trading School, I haven't decided on pricing. First, I wanted is user feedback. I want you all to use this, give me feedback, honest feedback about it. And pricing, I will try and keep it in a very attractive manner. So what I have thought about is there will be two things. One is a skill up program, is like a mentoring session where I will be conducting live mentoring sessions, about 8 sessions a month. So whoever are the mentoring subscribers will get it free of cost. They don't have to pay anything for this indicator and alert. But okay, if you don't want to subscribe for mentoring and you just want the indicator subscription, there will be a package where you can choose. You'll have different options: 1 month, 3 month, and 1 year. So as we finalize the pricing, we'll surely share that with you. Jay Patel says, when are we starting? Jay, officially we'll be launching next month. Mid next month is what we have planned for. Website is still under development. If you check the website, it will say it's under construction. Fees structure, Shanti, we'll have to work on it. We'll surely share it by the end of the month. We'll share the fee structure. Yogesh says, Ajit Mauli sir. Yogesh, Ajit and me were together in LPAT. Ajit is still continuing with LPAT, excellent trader, excellent trainer there. So he's solely managing LPAT, and I am going to look at only MK Trading School. Any discount? So don't worry, Basnail. Yes, I will work out something attractive. And since most of you are my past students, Yashwant Kini says working professional market time for mentoring session will not help. So Yashwant, the way I have planned the mentoring program is few sessions post market, few sessions live market. So out of 8, we may do 3 sessions in live market, 5 post market. 5 will be in the evening, 3 in the morning. So it has got a mix of live trading and what do you say, post market analysis. And anyway, recordings for all those sessions will be available. So what is in the course that we are planning? I'll just share it with you all. So the course, I have named it as Master Stock Trading with Supply and Demand Trading Strategy. So we are launching soon. So what is covered in module 1? So I have divided the course into level 1, level 2. But yes, there is no separate subscription for level 1, level 2. It's a consolidated course broken into 2 parts, level 1, level 2. So level 1, stock market basics, we start keeping in mind that person does not know anything about trading. So we'll start right from the basics, then how to read charts, what are the supply demand trading essentials, the entire trade planning process, risk management, position sizing, and finally how to place orders. That is covered in level 1. Level 2 is where you master supply demand trading. Mastering supply demand trading, these are the concepts which I use. Otherwise, there are too many concepts in supply demand trading. I'm not teaching everything. So these are some patterns which I focus on: flag limit zones, Quasimodo zones, authentic, non-authentic levels. This is what I will focus on: bull market traps, bear market traps. So the way the course is planned, level 1 gives you a complete understanding about the strategy. Level 2 will help you master it. So this will improve the probability of your trades. So it is not that this is something totally different. It is an extension to level 1. So all these concepts are covered in level 2. So the level 1 class, I have planned it on 17th and 18th, the next weekend is where this is my pilot project. The first batch is going to be limited only to 20 people. And the same 20 guys will continue for level 2.